Yo, what's up? Welcome to the show as always. I am your host, Prince Marcel.
And it's your co-host Papa Fredo. This is the Midwest point of view, where we give our point of view on business, life, and culture here in the Midwest and how that affects us all around the world. You did. And let's go ahead and get into the business. You know what I'm saying? Let's go ahead. Matter of fact, roll the clip.
Roll the clip is
Roll the clip.
crazy.
You know what I'm saying? Hey, we got something to show y'all. We ain't even finna waste no time. And it just dawned on us, like, this is what we actually be going through though.
Nah, we really do. We gonna get into this. Just to give you some climates. Gonna get into the Desi Storm and Zeus Network debacle. Okay, that's what I'm gonna call it, a debacle.
Oh, we ain't going with the other one first? Okay. Say no more. Say no more. We're gonna give them one at a time, but on time. You hear me? Oh, that's clear as
But let me tell you something. Never trust tweets, only trust receipts. I'm about to break down for you the entire situation when it comes to Zeus ownership. I get a call from a good friend of mine, Lamorne Morris. Congrats on your Emmy, by the way, my brother. Lamorne tells me that he has a colleague named Lemmy Plummer who wants to meet with me about starting a social network. His pitch was he wanted to start a black Netflix for influencers and call it the Social Network, which was already a Facebook movie, by the way. He offered me a good amount of equity in the company and said he was going to look out for Lamorne for connecting us. He never looked out for Lamorne. Now, at the time, I had the biggest series on the internet called the Cart Series. Wait, baby, don't do that. No. Had over 500 million views. It was nominated for an Emmy, 4 Streamies, winning 2. Then Lemmy asked me, are there any other influencers I could bring on as partners, because we needed some heavy hitters in social media for this thing to work. I said, how about I reach out to another longtime friend of mine, King Batch? He had the numbers. Lemmy agreed. Batch agreed to join. Let me say we need one more partner, some diversity. So Batch reached out to Jake Paul, but Jake was working on another project and said, I'll at least give y'all an episode on round 1. Welcome to the Taj Mahal. Then Batch said, what about another good friend of ours, Amanda Cerny? She was getting millions of views, making millions of dollars off of brand deals. We all agreed. Now, at this point, I broke down my equity so myself, Batch, and Amanda could have even equity across the board, and we all became co-founders.
I met with Destrom, King Batch, and Amanda Cerny, who were pretty big influencers.
Yes.
And we ended up, I brought them on board.
Lemmy was supposed to be behind the scenes as the CEO, and the 3 of us were to be the face of the network, myself as the president. In the coming weeks, we started a group chat, and the founders came up with a new name for the social network. Some of the names was trash. Then one day I thought, wait, Nike was a Greek god. They were successful with their shoe and apparel line. Why don't we name ourselves after a Greek god? Let's be Zeus. So then Amanda's like, I had a dog named Zeus. Shoot, I like it.
Daystorm actually came up with the name Zeus. We were strategizing and talking about different names.
See that just show you how shiesty, you know what I'm saying, that the game really is.
What you mean?
Like,
Go in detail.
so you know how they be like the industry has the behind the scenes, like what's going on that people don't see. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
How people be getting over it. Like how you find out about such and such getting done bad on a deal more often than what we would think. You feel what I mean? Here we go right here.
Right.
Prime example. All right. This man brought more to the table than what the original owner even saw. You know what I'm saying? Like he really giving you his ones and twos. And instead of you either being humble enough to give him some props for it, at least you don't even pay him the money that he owed for this, or even the, you know what I'm saying, the rest of the staff. Really, to be honest, if you would have, played further on in the video, but you already know what I'm saying. Like, it's just a whole lot of, man, I can't believe that this really be just going on with our people. Like, why are we so much of crabs in a barrel, bro? Straight up.
So, to give context, because it is a long video, and if you want us to drop the link, we'll probably add the link in the description. But this is the breakdown. This is the gist of it. The gist of it is Desi Banks, King Batch, and a few other influencers. I think the female, I think her name was Amanda, were the core bunch, and they were supposed to be like chief marketing officers. So that's what they call basically. This way before it became trendy, like chief brand officers or whatever, the faces of the network or business to get people aware, to get income, to get revenue to come in, right? And in their and he admits it, in their contract operating agreement, there was no need for them to front or put in money to make this successful. That's not their obligation in the operating agreement or in their contract, period. Um,
And for y'all that don't know, not to cut you off, bro,
Lemire,
it's Lumel Plummer. I'm sorry, that we all
yeah,
talking about. That's the person that actually did these people wrong on the Zeus network.
yeah. I was trying to get his name. Thank you, actually. Lemire,
I don't
Lemire,
want to say that I'm saying it right either. I'm just gonna say from
right.
me reading this, Lumel, yeah,
Lemire.
Lumel,
Okay, we're gonna
some
call you Lemire
Lumel. I
today.
don't know. Hey, last name Plummer,
Lemire Plumber, yeah. So,
Mr. Plummer. There you go, Mr. Plummer.
Mr.
And after this, he might be the
Mr.
plumber.
Yeah, Mi- Mr. Plumber. Yeah, that was he was supposed to front all the money, right, for the startup. They were just supposed to be the faces, the influencers, and carry
Exactly. The
the
people
brand,
just
right?
bringing in the, you know what I'm saying, bringing in that traction.
The customers and so forth, right? Bringing the customers. And I remember Colt, like, bro, this was even before we became influencers. Like, we was still on social media, like we was heavy on Facebook. So Colt was like heavy on Facebook back then. That was before Snapchat. That was Vine and all of them. Vine, you know what I'm saying? That was their era for real. I didn't even know that was the network that it was on. You know what I'm saying? Because I remember like these clips when I started watching back through the video and stuff like that. But
Yeah, this ain't like
from a
no,
business,
you know.
yeah, but from a business standpoint, it's wild that we have to go through that and that people try to act like they continue to do good business. Now, I don't know the deep
Man.
ins and outs because we wasn't a part of their contracts,
Well,
but
don't worry, but
from
we gonna
face
we gonna
value,
touch it though. We gonna touch it though. So like, you know, it's fraud allegations in there, sexual
mhm,
assault allegations in there. They got tax issues, mismanagement of partner payouts, which we already know we just kind of discussed
right?
right now.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? We got responses from Lamel Plummer. That's all bullshit. I mean, hey,
What's
that's
his
just my
responses?
opinion. That's
He
just my
responded.
opinion. I don't know the man, but that's my opinion. Uh,
Oh, okay.
but yeah, of course, it's responses. You know, it's responses of him denying any allegations and things of that sort. You know what I mean, pertaining to him not having payouts.
That's why
You
Desi was
already
like,
know
I
how
got
it is.
receipts,
You
nigga.
feel me? And bro came
He
through
like,
with
I
the
got receipts,
receipts.
man.
You know what I'm saying? Like he really did. But yeah, so it's just all type of legal battles that they currently was going through. You feel what I'm saying? That led up to this whole scenario, even there. So hopefully these people that promoted the Zeus network, not just Dead Storm, but everybody that had an effort in on that, get what they're owed. You know what I'm saying? Straight up. That's just how I feel about
So, but so for those who watch our show, and shout out to London. Our team had went over um just our demographics. So I do want to say that because they had gave us a update. So shout out to London, shout out to actually New York, and shout out to our home state, which is Illinois. I did see y'all on the demographic that
Let's
tuned into the show.
go.
You know what I'm saying? So I do want to say that. Shout out to all y'all. Just continue to watch the show, continue to share, whether we doing entertainment or otherwise. But I really wanted to, for those who do watch, from a business aspect, this is bad business. And Papa Fredo, we done unfortunately had to deal with people like this, trying to get people a helping hand in entertainment industries, and it has went left with us when they say, hey, bro, I'm gonna pay you this, so I'm gonna front you, and you see that even in this movie, he telling other people, yeah, I'm gonna pay you when the revenue come in, when X, Y, Z come in, woo, 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 and it went left. So explain to them that debacle? What, you know what I'm saying? How did you even know or think that was gonna come out of that business venture?
Um, of course, no one. Whenever you walking into a business adventure, you are thinking more of, how much money I can make or how good it's going to go. You think about the bads and the ins and outs of the, like, this probably won't play out the way I think it will, but
Right.
you're weighing these things out, and depending on how much good you take it from your idea, that's what you're just gonna roll with. So honestly, no, I didn't think anything would go south with any business endeavors, but pertaining to, like, you know just bad business in general, dealing with other individuals, just like as you're mentioning, you know what I'm saying? From what we have experienced, like, I feel like it's more of a, I got more faith in you than you got faith in you. You know what I'm saying? And you don't have enough faith in yourself for us to even make it. So of course, you just gonna sponge, or I'm not. You just gonna take up whatever you can. You know what I'm saying? From those that are giving, those that are willing to help and push for the progress. You know what I'm saying? Just until there ain't no more to give. Because to you, you probably don't think you're gonna make it anyway, or you only gonna make it so far.
Mhm.
Or it's more so of, I don't really have to be as real as I say I am. I just got to be
Right.
real enough for the public to believe.
Mhm.
And I think that's
Mhm.
another thing that people got to, come to real with themselves. Like, you know, are you really even a genuine person or a good person to really
Mhm.
be doing business with other people, like on that kind of, on certain kind of levels? You know what I'm saying? Or should you just really keep to yourself? Because when you do business with other people, I just want for all of those out there that are watching, right? Be prepared to take on your partner's bullshit. Meaning, if your partner can't pay the bills, you can't pay the bills. You know what I'm saying? If the person that you going in business with and you are investing in their business technically, but you're coming on as a partner, be prepared to take on the fact that their business may not excel. So it's just things like that. But man, hey, it ain't easy though. I ain't gonna lie to you, man. It's not easy.
So I'm gonna give you what I learned from it in a real short, sweet nutshell for all y'all. Okay, you know, business book for dummies level, real simple. Uh, but we all done been there. We all done took L's, bro. This is what I learned from it for real. This is what I learned from it for real. Put contracts and everything. Stick to it. Put the paperwork. If you don't want to sign it, then we ain't doing business.
We ain't doing business. Yup.
We ain't doing
Straight
business.
up.
Period.
Straight
We
up.
ain't doing business.
And if they definitely ain't gonna sign it, don't even second guess it.
There's
Let it go.
nothing, and because you lose out of a lot of money. Desi talks about this, and we've lost money directly. Like we funded
Straight
things
up.
and lost money. Um, and Desi says, "Bro, I put $135,000 of my own money." You know what I'm saying? So for me, even as a man and a businessman, to hear that even on higher levels, these type of things happen because they try to say that it's only small businesses. Ethics is business ethics. How you run
At
in
the
your
end of the day, it don't matter
you know what
how
I'm
what
saying?
level we on to doing this, is business, bro. And it's either good business or it's bad business. And I ain't got time for
Straight
that.
like that.
So I feel you straight up. Yeah. Contracts are needed. On my soul. Contracts are definitely needed. Or go with another model that I'm gonna put out there too. Just don't do it, bro. Don't. You 9 times out of 10, you yourself can have a better business just putting your all into it. You know what I mean? Put your heart and soul into it versus feeding into the next
Because you know
person's business.
you.
Because you know you. You know,
For sure.
straight up.
Respect. Uh, uh,
But besides that,
but
you
we
know
do
what I'm
still,
saying?
yeah,
Besides that, we don't
yeah.
want to dwell too much there, you feel me? Besides that, let's go ahead and get to that other part of that bull.
Yo, now let's get to it. This one is interesting. Now
Now, see, this I thought
this
you was
is
gonna roll this out first, but see, now that we doing it now, I'm gonna let you know this the one right here too. Like, oh my god,
when we talked about business. This is a little different business. This person standing on business.
standing
And
on business. I like that. I
is
like that. I like that.
Standard on business. But now let's roll the clip. Give me 2 seconds. I'm finna pull it up for y'all. Yeah, that engineer work. You hear me? That engineer
Yeah,
work.
my boy put in that work today. You know what I'm saying? Let's go ahead and get ready, yo.
Shout out to the engineer, but here go the clip. Give me 2 seconds, y'all. I'm finna mute us up so y'all won't hear us.
Sounds so bad.
Girl, no, like
They're a little crooked.
a little bit. I know.
They're not a little bit, a lot bit.
Damn.
Can I like please? I don't want you to get like.
Nah, they fucked up a little bit.
I know, but like I used to wear them.
Oh
like
my God.
surgery.
You violated. Oh, don't. Ain't no way you broke my glasses. Ain't no way you broke my glasses. Yo, she broke my glass. I ain't gonna lie. These some money. I swear to God, these some money. These is like some bread though. Like yo, like that ass. Yo. Nah, hold on. Like that ass. Like all jokes aside though, like you just broke my glasses. Yo. She just snapped my glasses.
How?
Ask her.
I'm asking you how.
She took them off my face and she did this, bro. Like all jokes aside. Nigga, she just cracked my glasses, bro. Like all jokes aside, bro. Like, yes, and they're cracked. Like this is unfixable. Like you gonna have to give me my bread, bro. Like that ass. Nah, nah. You gonna have to give me my bread. I ain't gonna lie to you. Yo, hold on. I need my. Yo, hold on.
Man, listen. Why? Why did you take these
We had to play the
glasses
whole
off
video for
this
y'all that time.
man's face, bro? That's crazy. Like
I had that happen to me before,
that's
bro.
assault. What you talking
I
about?
had
You
that
just
happen
put
to me
your hands on me. That's assault.
before.
You feel me? Then you done broke my personal property. That's vandalism. You know what I'm saying? You going to jail. Your ass is going to jail.
So we put this in the comments, but we gonna just propose it to y'all at this time. Was he right or wrong? Should he just let that slide, or was this, did this too much toxic masculinity? You know what I'm saying? Just a whole, you did like.
But I do want to say this though, right? Again, ladies, we love the ladies. Check it out, right? We love y'all, but be respectful. Like we want to be respectful to y'all, but y'all also gotta be respectful to us too. You feel me? Like y'all don't want no man to put their hands on y'all, grabbing y'all purse, grabbing y'all glasses, phones, or anything. So don't grab nothing off no other man. You know what I mean? That should just be a no-brainer. Like I don't know what else to say. That teach that to y'all daughters, bro. Straight up.
So I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna put on my royal lover boy hat. For the women, because I want y'all to feel me. As a man, when you're dealing with them in any state, be aware of how they are. And in that moment, it should have been in her defense, because he did kind of get aggressive. I would say, hey, sweetheart, I don't like my valuables being touched. Because I always say this to my youngest: you set the standard for every woman. To be honest, they gonna obey it when you set that standard.
Nah, straight up.
Right or wrong.
Straight up.
So in that moment, I would say, hey, sweetheart, don't, you know what I'm saying? And it however it come off, that's how it come off. Because they're gonna be like, it sounds all bullshit.
But I'm
you know what I'm
saying,
saying? You hear me? Like I say,
no, go ahead.
like straight like that. You know what I'm saying? Don't touch my, hey, no, sweetheart, these cost 2-3 bands. Don't, you know what I'm saying? We gonna put these up. Hey, how you doing? Shake your hand. We gonna keep it moving. And then on one hand, I would say this though, because I had this happen to me, right? And I'm not saying his glass is fake, but I got to bring this up because it really did happen. Now, it wasn't between me and a female, but it was between me and a male, but just the interaction in general. I was at the job, buddy came through. I had to do my job. He steady rambling about this bread. I'm gonna tell you this: any man that's making real paper, we don't act like that. We don't brag. We're not braggadocious to the extent like anybody makes serious paper. That we operate on a completely different level, or do we really don't be caring because we can really buy it again? Like we don't care if we can really buy it again.
No, that's real. So I do agree that when you operating in your bag, you are gonna move a certain way. So it's certain things that can be replaced. It's like fuck that shit. But what I'm gonna say though is when it's something that is yours that you worked hard for, because anything that you buying, why are you in your bag? You working hard for this money.
Yeah,
So yeah, even though I can buy it 3 times over, do I want to? And do I need to? Or do I have to? Because technically you broke my property. You know what I'm saying? You are
yeah,
responsible for that. What if I broke your glass? You gonna want
yeah,
me to reimburse that. It's just the right thing to do. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? And I feel what you're saying. It's a lot of ways to come at this
So
situation,
I got a
how
question,
you
bro,
can
because I
talk.
know
Mhm.
I got a question for you. So because I know how you is when it comes to defense and self defense. On the part where the sister threatens to pop him.
She is the one that got aggressive, if you ask me. Like all he did was say, "Look, bro, you just broke my glasses. You gonna pay for these, right?" And then you like, "Oh, them Cartier," and nonchalant about that, and then just like kind of basically back your way up out of here. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, bro, yeah, these Cartier, you see that? You see I paid a pretty penny for these, right? And then you broke them anyway. You took them off my face, looked at them, and split the things in the tube. You know what I'm saying? And then your
She
sister,
hit him. They hit him with the hoodie act. That's what it remind me of. And I'm
well,
gonna explain it.
okay, but yeah,
The
all
hoodie
I'm
act.
saying is that yeah, it's crazy.
The okay, we gonna go back to it because I really want to even on the law. Just but when I say the hoodie act for y'all, and every male has gone through this. When she asks for your hoodie, and it could be your Ralph Lauren polo that you grab and she put it on and she walk out the door with it and you never see it and you ask for it back, but it's expensive. So hey man, can I get the $300 back for this hoodie? And they don't answer your or don't replies. It give me that notion. She like because they
No, I know what you're talking
you
about
see what I'm
because
saying?
I done lost like several hoodies. I know exactly what you mean. Like that's just a go to. You know what I'm saying
And
for
this
a man.
moment it was the glasses. Like,
Yeah, I done
oh, your
lost.
glasses,
I'm
you know what
telling
I'm
you, I
saying?
done
That
had
same.
women come up out of all that stuff. But all I'm saying though is this is not your female. This is not from what it seems like. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if this is
No, that's
scripted, but
parking lot pimping.
oh me, oh me, and then you done broke
Parking
my
lot
stuff.
pimping.
You feel me? You tripping, and then now your sister gonna shoot me. First of all, I don't want to touch your sister no way. Okay, I don't want to touch her. I just want my money. All right?
No.
You gonna threaten my life. Now that's just crazy. And then this is the part where it's like,
Double
okay,
standard.
double standard. But this is the part. Listen, right? This is the part where it's like, all right, I understand sticking up for your people and being there for your people. But even being there means telling the people that you love when they right and when they wrong. So why are you sitting here trying to egg on to the bull crap as far as with, oh yeah, you touch my sister, I'm gonna shoot you. But your sister's wrong. So you're not gonna sit here and tell your sister, hey sis, you ain't have to do all that. You know what I'm saying? We here to have a good time, you feel me? Even if you drunk or not, like that's messy. You feel me? What are you doing that for? And we grown. Come on now, y'all grown. This is just
Yeah.
crazy. Straight up.
Here, man. I hear it.
He a man, be a man. She broke it, so what? Then we come over there and break something, y'all be, oh my god, I'm calling 911.
oh, oh man. Oh man.
Uh, straight up.
I was speaking of broke. Speaking of broke, a lot of people across the country and probably even across the world, the way things is going, they're concerned about being broke. They're concerned about losing their jobs, right? They're concerned about like prices of everything, price of living. And there was a video that came out. I think you sent me the link but I couldn't find the factualness. So we try to our best to have journalistic integrity when we do any type of
Oh yeah, we doing the homework. You know
you
what
know
I'm
what I'm
saying? We doing
saying?
the homework for y'all for sure. We ain't just talking. You know what I mean? We giving y'all facts that we could put together as far as with doing the research. So nothing is just like, you know what I'm saying? Just
Yeah, but it is disclaimer. It is for education and entertainment purposes. So you got to do your own fact checking
mhm.
when you see us or see our clips.
I'll definitely say double check
But
with me because on my soul, I do my research and my homework, but you might find something else that I missed.
yeah, but in this though, and semi important, the job market, people trying to retire, that whole thing, the job market report had came out, and it came about. The reason why we want to talk about this was because we had seen a clip of women being able to retire at 53. So let's just start there. Let's start there. And
You,
I asked you,
I
bro.
know where you're coming from there. Go ahead, keep going on my
I
bad. My bad.
asked you. I asked you. I said you good again. I asked you though. I was like, hey, bro. Uh, what do you think about this? Do you think women should be able to retire at 53? And I think they supposed to have got like a monthly stipend or pension of like $5,000 a month.
Yeah. So I believe that we should look out for our women in general, right?
Okay.
And
Are you
I'm
not 50-50? You're not
mm,
50-50, sir.
no, hold on, check. No, wait, hold on. Let me finish, right? Don't jump to conclusions. Just let me finish to what I got to say. Okay. What I'm trying to say is, as men, we are providers. You feel what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So to a certain extent, you want to see life as easy as it can be for the women around you, whether it's your mama, your sister, your woman, your niece, or whatever it is. But do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Friend, whatever. My point is that I don't think it's anything wrong with that type of law being passed for our women. You know what I'm saying? Because a woman gives up so much of their life for it's not just work, but to children and all these other things that it's hard for them to actually, take a moment. Not saying that men don't go through a lot of this as well, but again, we are natural providers. Women are nurturers. So I think that that is a nice plus for them. But I do want to say this, right? And I got a question for you too, but I do want to say this. I think our government takes the time to give more towards our women versus the men.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if anybody ever paid attention to that. Don't make that statement today. So, you know, and I'm not trying to say like, oh, stop doing for them or don't. I'm fully supporting it. But all I'm
I
saying,
know you ain't trying to say our women get everything. They should get everything. Our women deserve the world. Okay.
straight up, out the door. That's why I made my statement the way I did starting out. All I'm saying though is let's not make it so hard on the men though that y'all can't give us nothing too. You feel me?
Right.
That's all I'm saying. But
Mhm.
what's your outlook though?
Um, I'm gonna get in my conscious bag real quick. So, why is it that this was only proposed to women?
Oh, don't get me started.
Um, and let's go a little deep here, and I'm gonna go a little deep here. And like I said, my women, y'all do deserve the world and the conscious of like whatever may help my daughter. Like if I was speaking from a father figure perspective, I would be like, oh, okay, my baby get to retire earlier. Great. Because, she don't need to be working all these days and so forth and so on. Cool, right? Or husband perspective. My baby gets to retire earlier, so forth and so on. That's awesome. I bring this up because remember, when we talk about the systematic ways that they plotted on underserved community males, right? Black men, what did they do? They put policies, they put procedures in that made you, our women, need them or put them in favor over the man. So what may look like a positive can be positive on one end and be detriment on the other. Prince, how was it a detriment, bro? What you mean? I get to stop working. Who has to keep working? So if you let's just say this is real, because we didn't find, let me clear this up. We did not find, or I didn't, especially me on my end, I didn't find anything that made this concrete as it was an actual law. This was just propaganda that they put out onto social media, national news, so forth and so on. But in the theory of this was real, if you get to retire at 50, 55, that age range, which is young, like you barely even in you ain't even in senior status to get discounts to the anywhere. Like you still considered young. How long do I have to work then if this was a law? So now I have to work. I more than likely have to work until I'm 80. So essentially I have to work until I roll over into the grave. And I'm just saying, from a community standpoint, if I have to continue to work, where does that take away from my family and the family dynamic of the time I spend with you at the house? That Damon Wayne said this. He said the best blessing that he got from his father was that he came home every night. Now imagine this impact on the work schedule, on mental stress. A lot of people don't talk about all these things that go into, like, when you roll up in your job, bro. Some of that stuff you take home with you.
Yeah.
If I have to work more, you think I'm gonna be mentally okay and cool? I might not come home. I might not want to. No, I'm not. No. Like, but no, I'll come back. I just want to drill that on y'all real quick. But in general, though, this thing could be good or bad if it was ever real. It could be good or bad.
No,
now, now let me know what you think about this. I'm gonna pose this. If our women were entrepreneurially savvy, would this work out?
Okay, now that's a bold statement. Now listen, I'm gonna tell you this, right? It is a lot of women that's entrepreneur savvy. Now,
Yes.
we got a woman in Chicago that just opened up uh, a shopping center. You know what I'm saying? Like like one of them like one of them. I can't remember the name of the type of mall that they call it, but
They all malls.
yeah. So all I want to say is we do got a lot of business savvy women, of course. Um, I think the reason why the government choose to play these kind of roles is because, I mean, even from 1980 going back to there, women been voting more than men. You know what I'm saying? Like, women actually take the time to look into the laws, um, make sure that they put their votes in on who they think got the best policies. I mean, when you really think about it, it's more women put motion into the elections than it is men, and just that's just
Not
pure
our
fact.
group though. Not our group.
Huh?
I got put, not our group.
What you what
Black men voted just as heavy, almost equally
as
as
women?
black women
Okay,
did.
I can give you I can let you go with that 'cause I don't have I don't have the statistic of that, right? I have the statistic based on, you know, just the male and women ratio and so. But
Mhm.
I get where you're coming from, and I appreciate you enlightening us on that.
Yeah,
I'm just going.
last election was just to where my point was coming from. Last election was 90 something percent black women and about 86% black men in this in the same poll direction as well. But go ahead.
No, no, you straight. I mean, like I said, that's an awesome thing. It's just
Yeah, it is. It is. So,
it's like this, right? Uncle Sam is gonna do what Uncle Sam want to do, bro. And Uncle Sam is gonna look out for the women more than he gonna look out for the men. That's just how I feel about it. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Like system that already was preordained by the powers that be above. Now, this ruling the world. This is where it's at. So I just don't know what else to say about that one. But besides the policy, as far as with now allowing the policy that's yet to roll out, but it will be soon, I believe, if I'm not mistaken.
What,
But
the policy?
yeah, the
Oh,
policy.
it was propaganda. So I didn't nothing from everything that when I pulled it up, it was propaganda. It's not real. That's why played the hype. All of this is hypothetical.
Oh,
It's
okay, I
not
get
real.
what you're saying now. Yeah, because
Yeah,
I
it's
was like, I
all.
don't know
But what?
if it's gonna come out yet or when it's gonna come out because they didn't have like any
Right.
date.
But what is real
Oh yeah,
and
that's what I
why
was getting
just
into. Yeah.
people, yeah, what is real and why people are concerned is this job report and then this
It seemed
economy.
like, hey, I ain't gonna lie to you. It seemed like AI just taking over straight up, putting
It's
everybody
so
out of work.
funny that you say that, bro. I ain't gonna lie.
It
Hey,
started
I
with
could.
car washes. It started with the damn electric brushes and the electric soap dispensers. Okay, I take it back to the car washes. If they never came up with this electric bull crap, we wouldn't have these problems today.
He went deep in his conspiracy bag. I ain't. He
Straight up.
said the car wash. I said
It
what?
started with the car wash, putting the man out of the door.
Uh, but ironically, so even though you blame AI in the moment, I actually asked my virtual assistant, aka ChatGPT, to give me the key points of
Look at
this.
this.
I use
Look at
yeah, shout out to FYI though. I was on my laptop and I don't have a Mac. They working on that, getting it on all servers. But anyway, um,
oh, good
here's
lord.
the key points. Here's the key points. So the job market is still gaining, but it's not perfect, right? This is number one. It says unemployment is holding steady. And that recently came out that it wasn't the job market wasn't as bad as expected. And there's the reality of the job market, which means there are some jobs that are being lost in the era that's coming in that has to deal heavily with technology and AI. And it's some jobs that's literally not coming back. Like the like the image creator that ChatGPT just came out with, graphic designers, video editors, data entry specialists, to like the industry, certain industry based jobs. I'm like at some administrative jobs are in heavy detriment. Heavy detriment.
No, I agree. After doing research on what's currently going on within AI itself, uh, I just came up with more so that the way that they're using AI now, if everybody's been paying attention for sure, they're
Mhm.
creating more training modules on how to operate and work AI. So they're already opening courses to put that field out there, right? So now
Right.
you can work AI, and this is like the job industry, like how it's just going. And when you think about it, it's like, man, all it is, they just teach you how to work computers. And now the computer doing all the work for real.
Okay, but I'm gonna say this. So, um, yes, there's going to be a time frame to where they're gonna offer you employment to be the coder or the prompter, right? That's the main thing. They're going to tell you, hey, this is how you utilize AI in this space to improve this. But the amount of jobs that are going to be replaced on top of that can't the jobs that they're going to toss out there into the market don't even equate or
So
equal out
what
to the
we're
amount
gonna
of jobs that
lose?
are going to be gone.
No, I don't
So
agree. I
like
don't
it's not
disagree there at all. It's not. I'm not
yeah,
trying to say this as if it's gonna be the messiah or that this is
right,
gonna
right,
help the job market. Fuck
right.
no. I'm just saying that this is currently what's going on though for sure.
Mm-hmm.
But
Out of the top, I believe this is either 5 or 10. This is one of the other key points, and I think it's really important. And you'll give me your intake. It says not all work was created equal. They went all the way constitutional with it. It says 4.8 million people are working part time, but they want to work full time. It just ain't nobody hiring. Okay, and it says it's not meant everyone gets the hourly pays or whatever they need. Long-term unemployment. Now, if you want to speak on this from multiple levels, go ahead, bro. But this is what they says in key long-term unemployment. This is what it is. It says job loss can be up to 6 months or more, and it's still a thing for about 1.5 million people. You be without a job for a minute.
Yeah, I mean that's right now in today's time. That's typical. Like that's what it is. Like I mean, but the whole time it's like you can get a job if you really want a job too, though. You know what I'm saying? Like, because you can go work anywhere. You know what I mean? It's the world. Like, you can pick gas station, McDonald's, whatever. So it's not like you know a lot of people are just out of work due to losing that last job. Some people just don't care.
Mm-hmm.
Just is what it is. But what I do want to say is based on what I learned for California, that their employment regulations have now changed due to some of the AI programs that have came up. So, for example, California Civil Rights Council adopted regulations requiring employers to test AI systems for bias and discrimination before using them in hiring, firing, or promotion processes. While these laws aim to prevent misuse, they also legitimize the use of AI in employment decisions, further inter- integrating it into workforce management. So, what's your take from there?
That's a slippery slope. An example, and it was ironic. This is not just because it was in my home city. It was just literally the episode that I've literally seen. Chicago PD did an episode where the algorithm was supposed to be used to help law enforcement catch criminals. The AI or algorithm, who was built by particular people, kept saying that it was a brother, it was a black man that did the crime. So that they're trusting the system, right?
Hmm.
So they go out, and this is fictional. This is not fictional, by the way. I want to clear that up. It's not TPD. It's gonna be coming like, hey, you said something about. No, I did not. This is fictional. But in the show, basically the AI was wrong, and because it was prompted to look for these characteristics based upon bias, it created the bias. But the bias was built from the person who embedded it, coded, taught it this language.
Well,
Now,
yeah, because AI comes from a creator.
so, but the reason why I bring this up is because yes, you can try to make sure that this doesn't happen, right? But on the same standpoint, this goes back to like what did they call it? Affirmative action, the wiggle rounds and the loopholes of law, right? So if I say, okay, this passes civilly, how do I still want this to be implemented? Merit. What do you mean we say merit? Okay. Merit or education basis. If I know that the melanated demographic is only 14% of America, 16% or so, and only about 30% of y'all actually go to higher education, I could just make it a merit based, or even teach the algorithm to say, if they don't meet this threshold of education, the system ain't even gonna push their application through.
So I get what you're
So
saying.
while you
Basically,
can
like
say, yeah,
the system is set
color
up to like really be biased towards those that are even putting in these applications. So based on this system, it's going to kick your. It's not even going to take you on to hire you because they already have the level set for you to meet. If you don't meet those standards through AI, they're already not taking you. So it's
and you
funny that
can't.
you
It doesn't
mentioned
break
that
law.
because
It
of the
doesn't
fact
break law by.
because of
Hold on, let me.
DEI and all these other things they already
Hold
put.
on, bro. Hold on. So, just in case people miss that it doesn't break law by color. That's the main point. Is you can't say I discriminate against you because I didn't hire you because you were black or otherwise, because it's not based on the algorithm. It's about, oh, you ain't got the education. Education. Go ahead.
So we know that they didn't change the law, especially with DEI things of that sort. All of this, if you ask me, all of this play into a train. You feel me? But just with what you're saying, based on the workplace and things of sort. So many corporations have halted hiring for entry level roles such as analyst or HR associate, as AI systems handle these tasks more efficiently. So it more so gets you back to there. That's what AI is doing now. So AI is pretty much the one that's going through your applications, hiring you on, or kicking you out.
Well, you sound like AI gonna take your job. That's all I.
Well, likewise, you know what I'm saying? For sure. I mean, it definitely is just like they're finding more than one way to get AI into the workspace, and that's the most scary part, right? They're allowing AI to take over
Mm-hmm.
HR. So think about that as an employee or a worker in the workforce space. If I have an issue with my manager or coworker, or
Tell them.
just an issue with getting to work, what the hell? I don't want to go talk to no robot about that. Or just think about when you on Facebook or you online somewhere and they got these little chats that come in now, and you're chatting with a robot, and the robot got like a selective amount of questions for you to answer, right? Because they're gonna solve the problems for those certain amount of questions. So same thing to go with the AI in the
Mm-hmm.
HR space. You can't come down a level with me on no level of what's going on, nor probably answer my question sufficiently because you program to only answer the question to a certain extent. So this is
Mm-hmm.
taking, if you ask me, man, they're taking the humanity from us at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Like what
So
have y'all
like,
ever seen iRobot? I just gotta ask y'all, have y'all ever seen iRobot? If so, put that in the comments or not, and
mm-mm.
what you think about that movie. Because currently during this time, right, we starting to
Right.
see a lot of those graphic things take place. Straight up.
Um,
Tesla got robots.
what I will.
I don't know what's going on, bro. It's hard for us to see you.
um, what I will say is be aware of what's coming. Be aware how the money moving. Be
That
aware
is
how
the
the job
solution.
market moving.
Listen up right now.
Uh, it ain't no joke. It's
Straight
not.
up.
And I
I
think
done said
that
it before. To be aware is to be alive.
I think that all the preaching wasn't for nothing when we kept saying it's time to put your money together, put the businesses together, put the family structure together, because it's going to come a time where if it ain't there, you might be doomed.
Yeah, straight up. Like this
Yeah.
is definitely a detrimental time for all of us in society. Like, you know, is your job safe? That's the question at the end of the day. It's a matter of time. Everything that you thought wasn't gonna happen, from the pandemic to all these other things that we're hearing about it, right? But just because it hasn't impacted you or where
You
you stay
seeing
at,
it too.
you seeing it too. That's the thing. You're seeing it too. Just because it didn't impact you yet, you're like, oh, that's just baloney. Oh, people always saying something. But then when you get impacted by it, it's too late. Too late. And we don't want that for none of y'all. We don't want that for ourselves. We don't want that for y'all. So that's why we talk about these things here on this show, to bring that to the light. And that was then to give y'all that little bug in your ear to get that brain flowing and working and firing on all signals. So you know how to operate and you know how to stick it to the man. But before we roll up out of here, you know what I'm saying? We done went through the Zeus network and they issues, and we also went over my boy getting his glasses, his new Cartiers broken into two. You know what I mean? Please leave some comments on that. We really want to know what y'all think there. And going over the current issue with AI taking over the workforce space. Um, Hopefully, they do come up with some sort of policy that can help women, you know, be able to retire at an earlier age. I really don't have a problem with that. Straight up, like hopefully they do work on something like that. And, but besides going over everything that we touched, which was all juicy, great stuff for today, we do want to roll out some of these highlights before we, you know what I'm saying, let the show out. So the first highlight that we gonna go over, I'm gonna let my boy Sellers go ahead and roll that out for us.
Oh man. Um, I believe he's an African boy specifically, but there's a young black boy. Let me make sure I got it right. Where is it? I cured cancer through soap.
Now that's
He cured
amazing.
cancer through
That's
soap, which
amazing.
is
I love
crazy.
that right there. And do they like give any detail on his age or anything like that?
All right. So, he's Ethiopian. Okay. He's East African boy. He's an Ethiopian man, or young man. Hiham Balike. It's a 15-year-old boy who created
15.
soap to
Wait, hold on.
bitches.
Time out. Not 15. Listen, my boy doing great things.
Okay, here are the details. I have a few videos, but certain type of skin cancers, and be specific, it is to treat skin cancer, uh, specifically, certain types of skin cancer, right? And it was inspired by the struggle of outdoor workers in Ethiopia who face prolonged sun exposure. Yes, I learned this too. Like even we who do get nourishment from the sun, you can be overexposed to anything, and it can be detrimental
Yeah, them heat
for you.
rays ain't no joke, man. That's radiation too.
So the sun exposure, so he started out to like help his people, because I don't think a lot of people talk about Africa. And while we got this moment to talk about Africa, I do want to bring this up. I don't think we as, even if you want to use the term African Americans or Afro anything, if you're using the term Afro anything, Afro is an abbreviation or a subtag for Africa. Like that's what that means. That's what Afro means. Um, we should be more aware of what the continent goes through. And if you resonate with anything that comes to with Africa, Black women, like if you say you support your people worldwide, be aware of the things that happen in Africa. Like my homie that's from Sudan, he's the only Sudani here from his family, and he brought this up to me recently, which is why I'm just bringing it up now. It's a lot of turmoil. It's a lot of uncertainty in their economics and their livelihood that goes on in Africa and East Africa. And so even for him, the young man from Ethiopia, he did that because probably the work conditions. Like, yo,
Yeah, I
y'all got
think
us
it's
out here in
dope
the sun
that,
all
you know
day.
what I'm saying, he created this soap that helps with skin cancer. You feel me? And I love the fact that he is just so young in age, and it shows what our youth is really capable of when we either provide them with the proper tools or just the proper encouragement as a parent. You know what I'm saying? So I really love the fact that he stood up for his people, or just in general to help others. I think that shit is beautiful for real. For real. Before we let this go, the last highlight that we have here will be yours truly. You feel me? We got a event coming up on April 19th. That's the day before Easter. So y'all can come on out, bring your kids out, get free haircuts. You know what I'm saying? It's going on at 312 Irving Avenue in Rockford, Illinois. So you can go
What's
ahead.
the name of the event? Where do we find it?
It's just free haircut for kids. Again, that's at 312 Irving Avenue, Rockford, Illinois. You can go on social media at either Papa Fredo ×2 on Instagram, or you can also go to Cuts by Fredo. That's CUTZZZBYFREDO, and you'll see the flyer there as well. Or also on Facebook at Frederick Jamerson. You can go ahead on there as well, and you'll be able to see the flyer there too.
All kids, all minors.
All kids, all minors. We're taking on babies, the young elementary school kids, teenagers, and that's pretty much where we cutting off at. I'm not gonna lie, if you're over 18, you better have some green. Thank you.
But shout out to everybody who playing their part in that. You know, you as a barber, whatever else y'all got going on, that's an amazing feat, because you remember them days where, like, bro, and I had them days like OG ain't had no money for a haircut,
Straight
and
up.
you know
Straight up.
couldn't call pops for whatever reason, whatever was going on, he couldn't make it or whatever it was, and we needed them days on free haircuts,
Yeah.
them opportunities.
And not everybody celebrate all of these holidays that we have year round. But for those of you that do, we understand that Easter is a holiday that you want to look nice for. You want to have basically that Sunday best. And that's what we're here to bring. That for the youth, and just show our support for these kids. And in thus doing so, we are rolling out our non-for-profit, which is Life Literacy for Everyone. Come on out, show us some love. We got food, uh, beverages. It'll all be free. Games for the kids and everything. So it'll be fun.
Okay, all right. Yeah, man. So with that, as always, we got your gracious host, as always. That's my boy Papa Fredo. I'm Prince Marcel. This Midwest Point of View. And we just some kids from the Midwest kicking and telling you how we see the world, Joe. Straight like that. Hit the like button, the share button, hit the subscribe button. I'm gonna holler at y'all later.